Cricket protein is a whole food source of protein. This means that you are getting the benefits of the entire cricket, but in a convenient, simple, and minimally processed way. Compared with other sources of animal protein, crickets far exceed the protein content of all typically consumed livestock varieties. Crickets are 72% protein. A sirloin beef steak is 29%, a chicken breast fillet is 30%, a pork tenderloin is 30%, a salmon fillet is 25%, and a large boiled egg is 12%. On top of this, crickets are a 100% bioavailable form of protein, meaning they are incredibly easy for the body to absorb and use. Providing your body with a constant supply of protein throughout the day is essential for optimum muscle growth. Consuming a sufficient amount of protein will put you in a positive nitrogen balance. This flicks a switch in your body and creates what is called an anabolic state. Being in this state will allow you to build muscle. Conversely, if you have a negative nitrogen balance, you will be in a catabolic state where your body will actually fuel itself by breaking down muscle for energy. This is why it is extremely important to get an ample amount of protein in your diet. Ingesting approximately 20 to 40 grams of protein at each meal throughout the day allows for consistent intake and complete recovery between workouts. To build muscle, you need between 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every day. This will ensure you stay in an anabolic state all day long. Although this question is difficult to answer, the consumption of insects over other animal-derived protein sources is definitely considered by many to be more ethical. What we know for certain through scientific review is that the behavior of insects is very simple and that their lifespans are a lot shorter than the average bred-for-table mammal. They don't have a brain or a central nervous system. They don't even have lungs. They cannot feel pain in the same capacity as the millions of livestock species in cages, and as far as we are aware, they have no capacity for emotional pain and very little for physical pain. Eating crickets, for example, is the logical switch to make if you are looking to be a more conscientious and compassionate consumer. The eating of crickets is as close as you can get to cruelty-free animal consumption. Unlike other animal-based protein sources, crickets are harvested humanely and with no pain or stress. Being cold-blooded, they are hypersensitive to changes in temperature. A simple decrease sends them into a permanent deep sleep via a natural hibernation-like state called the diapause phase, where they exhibit no vital signs and are ready to process. Cricket protein is made entirely from Acheta domesticus crickets because of their high protein content and nutty taste. They are dried first to ensure optimal flavor and then put into a grinder which turns them into a coarse powder so they can be sifted in order to remove and discard their wings, legs, and anything else which doesn't form part of their body. Once this is done, they are milled into a fine, soft flour-like texture that is dark brown in color. A cricket's body is comprised of 72% protein, 16% fat, and 12% carbohydrates. Their body forms 80% of their total structure and is fully edible and digestible. Cricket protein powder has a nutty flavor and is a 100% natural whole food form of protein, which undergoes virtually no processing. Because of this, it is better for the consumer and the environment. It retains all of the cricket's benefits, but is a simple, efficient, and adaptable ingredient which is portable, easy to consume, and easy to digest. Cricket protein powder is 72% protein, 16% fat, and 12% carbohydrates. It is super high protein, gluten-free, paleo-friendly, and can be consumed on ketogenic and low-carb diets. Crickets contain complete protein and provide all 18 amino acids, including all 9 essential amino acids, the most important of which are called branch-chain amino acids, or BCAs, also known as the building blocks of muscle. Without enough, the body cannot repair and initiate growth. Crickets are the most efficient protein source available. They grow 20 times faster than cattle and contain twice as much protein as chicken, more calcium than milk, more vitamin B12 than beef, more omega-3 and omega-6 than salmon, more iron than spinach, and they provide a powerful prebiotic fiber called chitin. Crickets provide clean and sustainable protein. 1 kilogram of cricket protein containing 110,000 crickets compared with 1 kilogram of livestock protein uses 12 times less feed than cattle, 5 times less water than pigs, 3 times less land than chickens, and 3,000 times less greenhouse gas emissions. The consumption of insects over other animal-derived protein sources is considered by many to be more ethical. Unlike other animal-based protein sources, crickets are harvested humanely and with no pain or stress. The eating of crickets is as close as you can get to cruelty-free animal consumption. Cricket protein provides all the benefits of meat without all the drawbacks. Yes, crickets are considered a complete protein because they contain all 9 essential amino acids. Protein is made up of amino acids, which are the building blocks of muscle. Amino acids are used by your body to repair muscle fibers after intense exercise has broken them down. The harder you train, the more you need. Without them, it would be impossible to build or even maintain muscle. There are 20 different amino acids in all, 9 of which the human body cannot produce. These are known as essential amino acids, and we need to get them from our diets. Of the essential amino acids, leucine, isoleucine, and valine are the 3 branch-chain amino acids, or BCAAs for short, that are highly effective for building muscle through a process called muscle protein synthesis, which is essential for exercise recovery and adaptation. Leucine is the primary BCA and is known as the anabolic amino acid. It's the key amino that stimulates muscle protein synthesis and growth. It does this by activating a muscle-building pathway called mTOR. An increase in leucine levels alerts mTOR that there are sufficient nutrients and amino acids present in the body to build muscle. When there is not enough leucine in the body, mTOR is disabled and this process is impeded. Yes, crickets are naturally very low in carbohydrates. Per 100 grams of pure cricket protein powder, there are 5 grams of total carbohydrates, 0 grams of sugars, and over 10 grams of fiber, which means it's virtually carb-free, making it extremely appealing for anyone on a low-carb or keto diet. GYMSECT products are the perfect choice for anyone wanting a low-carb protein shake. A 40-gram serving of Aesthetic Blend contains only 4 grams of total net carbs, 2.5 grams of which are good carbs in the form of fiber. There are also no added sugars, with a total amount of naturally occurring sugar per 40-gram serving equaling to only 0.5 grams. Enzo Vegan is a term comprised of the words entomophagy and vegan. It describes the practice of eating both insects and plants. These 2 food sources are the healthiest and most nutrient-dense. They are also the most ethical and sustainable. When combined, they perfectly complement one another and make building muscle and losing fat easier. For the health-conscious and eco-conscientious athlete, they are a viable, superior alternative to whey protein. We only use the highest quality Enzo Vegan ingredients in our GYMSECT shakes. Yes, crickets are definitely paleo and can absolutely be consumed on a paleo-friendly diet. Crickets and other insects played a big role in the evolution of the human species. In fact, back in our hunter-gatherer days, they ensured we got enough protein between successful hunts. Our paleo ancestors made use of whatever they could scavenge: fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, and of course insects. So vital were crickets and other bugs back then, it has been found that they accounted for up to 20% of the total caloric intake of some traditional cultures and indigenous peoples. Crickets are one of the most paleo-friendly food sources around and are one of the least processed animal products available. An advocate of the paleo diet should aim to meet the following dietary criteria: a protein intake of at least 19 to 35% as opposed to the 15% found in most modern Western diets. A carbohydrate intake of at most 35 to 45%, focusing on reduced glycemic index. A high fiber intake derived from sources other than traditional grains. A higher intake of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and plant phytochemicals. Higher potassium and lower sodium levels, as this is the ratio of natural unprocessed fruits and vegetables. A moderate to higher fat intake, being sure that they are derived from healthy fats like monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, omega-3 and omega-6. It is clear then that GYMSECT products tick every box. The natural Enzo Vegan formulas made from cricket and plant ingredients are perfect for anyone adhering to the paleo lifestyle. Are crickets better than whey? The simple answer is yes. Cricket protein powder is a 100% natural whole food form of protein. It undergoes virtually no processing. Because of this, it is better for the consumer and the environment. It retains all of the cricket's benefits, but is a simple, efficient, and adaptable ingredient, which is both portable and easy to consume. Just like whey, it is a complete and bioavailable protein, but unlike whey, it isn't just high in protein. Cricket protein has a whole host of positives that make it an easy choice over whey. For starters, it is sustainable, using a fraction of the resources that whey does to make. This means it is cleaner, greener, and easier to feel better about using. And it's packed with essential micronutrients and essential fats that whey just doesn't have. Take a look at this comparison per 40-gram serving. Crickets have 0 grams of sugar, whereas whey has 2.5 grams. Crickets contain 1.5 grams of carbs, which is half the amount that whey does. Crickets provide more than double the amount of fiber that whey does. Crickets contain a great amount of omega-3 and 6, whereas whey provides none. Crickets have 6 times more iron in them. Crickets have over 800% more B12 in them. It's obvious who's winning. But wait, there's more. Listen to this to understand why whey isn't the way forward. Whey is the waste product that remains after milk has been curdled and strained to make cheese. It was originally pumped into rivers and streams in the US, before it was deemed hazardous to the ecosystem and prohibited by the government. As a result, it started being used as a cheap filler in the production of ice cream, confectionery, and baked goods. However, realizing a bigger profit could be made, manufacturers devised a cunning marketing ploy to package and brand it as a supplement, the purchasing of which is fueling unsustainable animal farming, consequently depleting the world's resources. An enormous 327 kilograms of milk is required to make just 2 kilograms of whey protein powder. To add to this, the milk-producing cows may have also been treated with steroids, growth hormone, and antibiotics in an attempt to maximize output. These medications then end up in the surrounding environment, and even in the dairy itself, having detrimental effects on the endocrine systems of both animals and humans. They have even been linked to increased risk of cancer in humans. Not to mention the heavy processing whey undergoes to make it saleable severely degrades its nutritional quality. A study in 2010 uncovered that some whey protein brands were found to contain heavy metals, including unsafe levels of arsenic, cadmium, and lead. Don't believe the hype and propaganda. Whey is bad news, so get rid of it. Crickets contain a prebiotic called chitin. It is found in their exoskeleton. When consumed, chitin is a fantastic source of insoluble fiber. This fiber aids in the growth of a probiotic called Bifidobacterium anomalism, which has been linked to improved gastrointestinal function. Probiotics are living beneficial good bacteria. Upon entering the gut, they start to multiply and help maintain balance in this delicate ecosystem. Having an abundance of them also helps improve immunity and reduce inflammation. Lactobacillus acidophilus is another very important probiotic that increases healthy gut flora and improves overall digestive health. It also has a positive effect on cholesterol levels. Because of overly prescribed antibiotics and overly processed diets, most people in the Western world don't have healthy gut flora. Gut flora is the body's first line of defense, and if it's out of whack, your immune system won't be able to function properly. If you're trying to build muscle, adding cricket protein powder to your diet will ensure more efficient digestion, which in turn leads to increased energy, better workouts, and easier muscle growth and repair. GYMSECT products go even further in helping the athlete make maximum use of all of the positive effects that crickets offer by including digestive enzymes in all of our shakes. Digestive enzymes are crucial for the absorption of nutrients because without the ability to utilize the foods we consume, we are missing out on all of the benefits they provide. This is true for everything we ingest: macronutrients, protein, carbohydrates, and fats, and micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. They are all vital for health, fitness, and longevity, so it's imperative that your body be given everything it needs to aid digestion and maximize nutrient uptake. The 5 key digestive enzymes are protease, which splits protein into amino acids; amylase, which digests carbohydrates; lipase, which breaks down fats; cellulase, which helps digest fiber; and lactase, which digests milk proteins. When you consume cricket protein powder, you're eating the entire cricket, which means valuable micronutrients come along for the ride. Micronutrients, which include vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and additional cofactors such as coenzymes, are essential to life. They make myriad biochemical processes happen, and being deficient in any can leave your body struggling to function. Intense training puts increased demand on your body. Free radicals are produced as a result, and without adequate nutrition to counteract their effects, you won't be operating at maximum efficiency. In order to function and perform as optimally as possible, the athlete must look to provide themselves with a comprehensive spectrum of micronutrients. Crickets have a sensational micronutrient profile. In fact, it is extremely well reported that they provide more calcium than cow's milk and more iron than spinach, more B12 than beef, and more omega-3 and 6 than wild salmon. But it doesn't stop there. In total, crickets contain an impressive 12 of the most important micronutrients to build muscle and lose fat. Calcium is not only required for bones and teeth, but it is also vital for muscle contraction and energy metabolism. Research shows that a lack of calcium can also trigger the release of calcitriol, a hormone that causes you to store fat. Biotin plays an important role in converting carbohydrates, fats, and proteins into energy. It also helps keep hair and skin looking healthy. Iron forms part of hemoglobin, the pigment that transports oxygen from the lungs to the muscles. It's also essential for maintaining high energy levels, and it helps keep your immune system strong. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant, which helps metabolize carbs for fuel and protects the body from exercise-induced oxidative stress. It also helps the body absorb iron and protects against energy-sapping infections. Selenium is an essential trace mineral that has been shown to boost the immune system, fight cancer, and prevent heart disease. It can also maintain your mood, prevent depression, and impede free radical damage from weight training. Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium and phosphorus. Calcium is essential for muscle contractions, while phosphorus is involved in the synthesis of ATP, the usable form of energy in the body. Vitamin B3 helps to make various hormones in the adrenal glands and other parts of the body to enhance muscle tissue recovery and growth. It also supports cardiovascular health by enhancing blood circulation and by lowering triglycerides and cholesterol in the blood. Vitamin B12 plays a part in forming red blood cells and converting food into energy. It also ensures that the brain and muscles communicate efficiently, which affects muscle growth and coordination. Copper helps to protect the cardiovascular, nervous, and skeletal system. It also strengthens the tendons needed to lift weights. Magnesium is found in the muscles, soft tissues, and body fluids. Magnesium plays a vital part in muscle contraction and helps to boost your energy levels. It can also reduce fatigue and muscle cramps. Vitamin B2 is also known as riboflavin. It aids the breakdown of protein, carbohydrates, and fat, which are transformed into energy and also supports the antioxidants in the body. Zinc enables your body to produce muscle-building testosterone. It also promotes recovery from exercise, boosts fertility, and increases your number of infection-fighting T cells. Yes, the crickets we use to make our products can be termed gluten-free. To understand this further, let me elaborate. The crickets that go into our protein powders are raised, cleaned, processed, and packed at FDA-approved sites and are 100% natural with no added preservatives, artificial colors, or flavors. They are fed a diet that is both organic and gluten-free to ensure that their gluten content does not exceed 20 parts per million. Every gluten-free food must meet this requirement so as to comply with labeling laws. Normal cricket flour contains on average 80 parts per million, which means that unless specifically stated, it is not gluten-free. GYMSECT products are labeled gluten-free as they meet the necessary governmental requirements for use of that claim. It does not mean, however, that they are 100% devoid of gluten. To use our products is to acknowledge that statement and proceed at your own risk. Fat is a vital micronutrient. Fat builds your cell membranes, stores energy, and helps you absorb vitamins like A, D, and K. After protein, fat is the second largest source of calories in crickets. The fat in cricket protein powder is classed as good fat. The human body is capable of producing all the fatty acids it needs, except for two, omega-3 and omega-6. Both of these have to be obtained from the diet and are termed essential fatty acids. They are needed for growth and repair. Crickets provide 9 times more omega fatty acids than wild salmon. That's an incredible amount. Research has shown that people who train with intensity and don't consume a diet rich in omega-3 and 6 have much higher rates of muscle inflammation. Supplementing with both can help to greatly reduce this and in turn speed up recovery. Consuming omega-3 and omega-6 essential fatty acids can also help to improve heart health, support mental health, reduce waist size, decrease liver fat, prevent dementia, promote bone health, prevent asthma, reduce nerve pain, reduce blood pressure, and lower the risk of heart disease. The world has a human population of 7.7 billion. It is estimated that by the year 2050, there will be closer to 9 billion. Ensuring enough protein is available to feed all those people will require the global manufacturing of traditional animal-based products to more than double. Such a process will put massive demand on the planet's climate and environment, requiring more land, water, feed, and energy, causing massive amounts of ecological degradation. But resources aren't the only issue. This increase in agricultural production will exacerbate the effects of climate change by releasing more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Livestock production already accounts for 18% of the planet's CO2, more than all worldwide transportation outputs combined. What's more, livestock waste releases ammonia, a pollutant that can affect soil and water quality. So what's the sustainable solution? The answer to that question can be found in insect and plant production, with both offering a significantly lower environmental impact, by drastically reducing energy expenditure, emissions, land usage, and water consumption. Crickets, in particular, are becoming renowned as the best alternative to common traditional animal-based protein derivatives due to their sustainability, ethicality, and superior nutritional composition. They offer all the benefits of meat without all the drawbacks. And unlike other farmed animals, crickets are raised in compact, space-saving, multi-story farms. Crickets reach full maturity very quickly and are far less wasteful as a food source too, providing a larger consumable protein percentage in less time than cows, pigs, and chickens. Amount of days required to produce 1 kilogram of edible protein. Crickets, 28 days. Cows, 558 days. Pigs, 189 days. Chickens, 47 days. Percentage amount of total edible body mass. Crickets, 80%. Cows, 40%. Pigs, 55%. Chickens, 55%. In fact, crickets are often termed the food of the future, and for good reason. They are 12 times more efficient than cattle at converting feed to edible protein, at least 4 times more efficient than pigs, and twice as efficient as chickens. They require 15 times less water than cattle to produce 1 kilogram of edible protein, at least 5 times less water than pigs, and just over 4 times less water than chickens. They use 11 times less land than cattle to grow 1 kilogram of edible protein, at least 3 times less land than pigs, and just under 3 times less land than chickens. They produce nearly 3,000 times less greenhouse gas emissions, or GHG, than cattle to make 1 kilogram of edible protein, just over 1,000 times less GHG than pigs, and 300 times less GHG than chickens. It stands to reason then that in order for humanity to thrive, an Enzo Vegan diet presents the best pathway to success.